When I see a golfer open up the club face on their takeaway and throughout their swing, I can't emphasize how important it is to not do that. But a lot of times it's hard to know. It's like, what's a big deal? What I mean by open is this is square, and then on your takeaway you open it up. And sometimes so much at the top of the swing that when you come down, it's really tough to square it back up. But still, a lot of times people don't understand why that's even important. And it's so easily overlooked because it starts off in the takeaway. Takeaway can be taken for granted, just like setup and grip. So this is what I'm talking about when you fan the club face open on your takeaway throughout your swing, and it opens like that. So let me take you from the side. Opens like that. It's deceiving because when you watch the pros, you'll see the club face looking like it's opening, but it's because they're doing all the things that you're doing with the one swing to create rotation. So when you do that, you don't have to use your hands and arms and wrists to open the club face like that. It's a very inconsistent motion, and it's so easily taken for granted. And a lot of times, most people don't even know they're doing it. They don't feel it. And it's just such a subtle feeling. It can be overlooked, and you can work on so many other things, but if you fan the club face open, you're making the golf game a lot harder than it is. This is the takeaway that I always emphasize, just keeping it steady, do nothing. I also say putt it back. They're all the same things. It's more like a steady, do nothing, putt it back, that sort of thing. Let me explain also with the driver. It has the least amount of loft, has the flattest surface, so if you open it at all, my goodness, you have to have a lot of rotation coming through, good hand-eye coordination. The stars have to align for you to hit the ball solid every time. You may hit some good shots if your timing's right, but you don't want to rely on timing. So when you open the club face too much with a driver like that, it's really hard to square that back up. And also throughout the swing, it'll continue to open up because of the fact that there's weight on the club head, like that. And it's really hard to get any kind of accuracy and distance. This is how you can tell if you are fanning the club face open on your own. First of all, I want to give you the idea that most people understand it when I talk about it in putting. Would you ever putt like that? No, you would never do that. You would never open the putter face like that. And if you do, you must do it another way because that's making putting a lot harder than it is. I mean, I would stand up, and if I open it up, you may go, okay, well, she almost made that putt. But that's just one putt. I mean, that required hand-eye coordination, timing, and everything. But what if you're under pressure? What if you have a longer putt, shorter putt? You do it day in and day out. You're not going to get the consistency, and it's always going to create frustration. So even if I stand over here and I do a do nothing takeaway, putt it back takeaway, but that putt was closer. Let's see if, okay, that putt before was closer. And so a lot of times people go to the putting surface and they practice and they're like, oh, I putted great today, I made a lot of putts. But are you really putting great? Is it just that one day? The putt that I just did with the do nothing takeaway, over time is a lot more consistent, a lot more reliable. It was solid when I hit the ball. It was solid at impact. The other one, it was right at impact where I had to square it up. But what are the chances of doing that every single time? So I'd like you to catch yourself. This is a common mistake, that's why I want to share it with all of you, to make sure that you are keeping your club head and hand steady on your takeaway, and do that as long as you play golf. It's a great practice because There's many degrees of stillness. So just because you think you're keeping it still today doesn't mean that you're going to keep it still tomorrow. I want you to work on it on a regular basis, and you're going to tap into more stillness. I mean, at some point you're going to go, oh my gosh, I feel it steadier. The more you do that, your entire game, driver all the way to your putter, you will improve. So keep it still, putt it back, and use that mindset whenever you're hitting a shot. Take care. Bye.
Go to junsgolf.com for detailed lesson videos about distance control, the one swing, and many more. Become a member for $49.99 a month and you will get access to all the videos, plus a new instructional video a week to keep you learning and growing your game of golf.